Hey, Florida. Hey, it's me, Florida Grace. Florida men and women everywhere, listen to my voice. If you haven't heard, let me tell you, Milton is a Category 5. And not just any Category 5, a historic Category 5 crossing the Gulf of Mexico, coming our way. We ain't seen nothing like this in over 100 years. It's our grandparents warned us about. The first thing you need to do is contact all your Texas and California neighbors, those new transplants, and let them know this ain't like the other ones. You know, the ones that you didn't take too seriously, so you taught them to just be cool and pretend everything was fine. You gonna have to go tell them this is not that kind of situation. Go forth, go over yonder, and then return. Okay, good. All right, you did your job. Now, listen, it's Florida Grace here. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. This is not a standard passerby. Did you see what passerby Helene did to us? North Carolina, my heart. Tennessee, my heart. Y'all don't even know, but I need to talk to Florida right now, okay? So I need y'all just focus on you. You don't even got to pray for us. We praying for you right now. Okay. Listen, Florida, Tampa Bay, y'all, we have something coming our way that could change our landscape, but we don't have to be foolish this time. I pity the people in Helene because nobody expected that kind of surge from a little passerby like that. But this ain't no passerby, and this is a Category 5. Listen up. Here's what you're going to do. I got this list from Dennis Phillips. Some of y'all heard of him before, and I think it's a good list. I'm going to run through it right quick, and I want you to make sure that you pay attention because we gon' get this done. Am I right? You need to charge any device that provides light. Laptops, tablets, cameras, video cameras, old phones, cell phones that can still be used for dialing 911. You need to charge those external battery backups. Don't trust that you just charged them for Helene. They run out. Charge them up. If you can get to the Dollar Tree, they got them glow sticks. You can get a few hours of light out of them. Stand them up in a glass jar, a little mason jar, you good to go. Wash your trash cans, big and small. Fill them with water for flushing toilets. Line your outdoor trash cans with trash bags, fill them with water, put them in the garage. You can add some bleach if you want to sterilize it, but you need to learn how to do that right. Don't hurt yourself. Fill every tub and sink with water. If you can get your hands on one of them tub pods that holds water, it's sterile, they might have one. If not, cover your sinks with saran wrap after you filled it up, and that way dust will stay off. Fill the washing machine up, leave the lid up to store some water. Fill old empty water bottles, containers, anything you got. If it's got some bleach in it or some vinegar in it or it's got some soap in it, that's all right. Put some water in there now. You can use that for washing and cleaning. Every Tupperware you got, put some water in it, put it in the freezer. It'll keep your food cold longer, and you got backup water in there. Fill your drinking cups up with water, cover it with saran wrap, as many as you can in the fridge. Store the rest on the counter and use it before you open your water bottles. Remember, you can't find ice after no storm. Don't be buying up a bunch of stuff for your fridge. Non-perishables is the most important thing. You want to reserve your fridge space for tap water. Keep them sealed water bottles on the counter. If you got meat and other perishable food in there, you better cook it in the next few days because you can freeze cooked foods. Hard-boiled eggs for snacks for the first day without power. That's a good one. You need to be drinking water now. In case you get dehydrated, if you stay hydrated now, it'll decrease your chances of getting any kind of problems. Don't pack too much of them Slim Jims and salty foods. You're gonna need something to keep you hydrated. Same thing with that lacquer. I know you might not want to hear this, but clean your house best you can. Wash your dirty clothes, wash your bed sheets. Anything dirty is gonna stink when that AC ain't running. Not only that, if it's in your dirty laundry right now, that means you use it frequently enough, you're gonna need it. It's still hot out here in Florida. The humidity gonna hit you hard. You might get some breezes if it ain't pouring down, but let me tell you something. You're gonna be sweating. You're gonna want clean everything. Them blankets all around the house and all that, you might want to wash them too. Yeah, all that. This is the time to go to the trash can. Toss expired food. If you got cats, clean them litter boxes. Empty the trash cans in the house and the bathroom's trash. That's the important. Empty that damn bathroom trash out now. Ooh, you don't want that day for stink. If you think that AC might cut off and you wouldn't want to come back to that stink after a vacation, you don't want it in your house now, because the problem gonna be if you're in the house, you ain't gonna smell it till it's gone and stunk up your whole house. You ain't even gonna notice it's there first. You're gonna be used to it for a minute. And look at what day of the week it is, because if you ain't got trash pickup coming for this storm, you better find you a dumpster. This is not the time to be polite. We all need to be helping each other. This is a community effort. If you got yard decor, and we all do, we all got it, so go ahead and get it. If it's gonna fly around, let me tell you, Cat 5, Cat 4, Cat 3, you don't want that wind. You don't want that wind to pick up that yard gnome and send it through your window 4 o'clock in the morning. That's not what you need. You got to bring in plants and anything that ain't heavy enough for 150 miles an hour to not knock it through. Come on. You're going to have to bring in your patio furniture, your grills. You're going to have to tamp it down real good if you can't. I'm telling you, you got to clean up your house, clean up outside, anything around you. Make sure you got easy escape routes. Even if that means you got to move some furniture, do what you got to do. Because if it come up flooding around you, especially if you're not expecting it, That's not what you need. That means you can scrub your bathrooms and them trash cans you were supposed to clean out. You could store water filled in there. That way you could flush your toilet when you need to if the water go out. Now listen, this gonna be the hard part. You're gonna have to find all the things that you would need if you had to evacuate, even if you're not gonna evacuate, and put it in a backpack or a file box or something. Get your wallet, your ID, your phone, maybe even some hand sanitizer, some food, whatever you need to be able to get in and go. That's a go bag. Get you a go bag, okay? And if you ain't got no plastic sleeves that you put the documents in, get you some of them gallon freezer bags. They'll hold it. I seen somebody vacuum seal it on a video once. And you could fit a lot of stuff in them long rolls. You can make your own bag size. Make sure you get some cash. Make sure you got your pet food and you got water for the pets too. Not just you and your family. You got to make sure they is hydrated too. If you need medications that, especially if you might not have them for, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks. If you gonna need a refill coming up here, go ahead and do an emergency refill. Insurance companies allow for 2 emergency refills every year. If you got propane tanks, go ahead and get them filled up. And don't worry about doing all this stuff out there. They ready for you. We are a community. We are Florida. We know how to handle this stuff. This big one ain't gonna be no different. It's just we gonna take it seriously because we need to, okay? But they out there, they ready. They ready to fill up your propane. They got extra ice. They got everything you need, so go get it now. Now, this is something we do in my house and been done ever since Wilma came out and took that power out back in the 2000s. Put that AC down. Put that AC down. Don't break it now, but put your AC down where the best place it could be is about at least 3-4 degrees lower than you would normally keep it at night. Yes, at night, okay? And don't worry, because the wind and the rain, it's gonna keep the house cool. There ain't no sun out there to heat the house up. The point is to keep the house at a low temperature. The AC will stop running after a while. Don't worry about that. But it's gonna be the best blessing you give yourself for that hotter point if that power stay out. Get your candles, flashlights, lighters, matches, batteries, everything. I'm sure if you from Florida, you got this all over your house. But the thing is, you need to know where it is right now while you got daylight and house lights to help you, because you don't want to be wasting flashlights. Talk about, I'm gonna go find it. No, it need to be on the table right now. Put it on the counter. Matter of fact, clean your counters. Get you some of them wipes. Even if you typically don't use them wipes, this is a good time to have some wipes on hand because you don't need water to sterilize. And baby, if you got time, mop them floors, vacuum. You don't want to mess if the power go out for 10 days. You don't need an extra mess. Here's the thing, especially if you're gonna be by them outer bands. These things can bring us tornadoes, and we already tornado prone, but the tornadoes we get, they might skip across a couple roofs. The tornadoes we get in Florida, we ain't really used to what a hurricane, a category 3, 4, 5 can bring. This is gonna cross the whole state. This ain't gonna just be a little quick boom boom. We gonna for about 2 days have this risk, and so you need to know more seriously where you gonna go in case the weather gets so bad, and you need to make sure everybody in your family know too, okay? It just need to be an understanding that we all meet in this place. You need to know who gonna go get the young ones who don't know, who ain't paying attention. Everybody need a buddy. This is how this works. You should already know these things, but the thing is, if it's been a while, you probably ain't talk about it. So go ahead and refresh. Now, if any of y'all like me and you carry a hand fan, you know them nice little fans. Yes, if you carry a fan, go ahead and pull them out. I got about 5, 6 of them. I could give everybody in the whole family one if I need to. Because that's right, Florida Grace got children's. Now, if I was you, everything you put on that counter, once you gather everything you need, put you some of that stuff in that emergency supply spot, just in case. When the weather breaks, as a storm is rolling in, go ahead and take you a shower. Make sure it's not thunder and lightning outside. We don't shower in the lightning. Don't do that. Don't even be on the phone. Put everything down. Okay. But once that weather break, everybody take a shower, everybody take a bath, whatever you need to do. Then you gonna clean that tub out, and that's gonna be the place that you store that water, remember? So you need to be prepared. If you don't got them toilet wipes, get you some baby wipes, put them by the toilet, just in case. But do not flush them things. Don't risk clogging that toilet up in the middle of the storm. Make sure that you talk to them people about what they can and cannot flush. This might be a good time not to test your pipes. Now run your dishwasher. Don't have no dirty dishes in there. And remember, you gonna need every container you got for water. The crazier it gets around your house, the more you should be filling up more water. Because you also gonna need to brush your teeth. You gonna need to wash yourself. You gonna need to clean your hands. You don't know what you're gonna need that water for. Don't just think about drinking. Now, if you got a car and you got an evacuation route, but you ain't supposed to evacuate, you should still be ready to evacuate. So go ahead and put you a little suitcase in your car, and you could also put additional supplies now. So think about it like this. You might say, why would I put the supplies in my car if I'm gonna need them in my house? Well, you got supplies in your house already. Now, if they run out, you could just run out to the car when the weather break. That rain stop for a second, go grab it and come back in the house. But it's gonna be hard if you need to evacuate quickly to grab all that stuff and put it in the dang car and get out of there. You want your go bag in the car ready to go. That's why it's a go bag. And if you got pets, if you got babies, put that emergency diaper bag, put that emergency pet food, that need to be in that car too. Car call your family members, call your friends, and you was already supposed to call your neighbor. You was already supposed to call them already. You need an emergency backup plan with them, just like you got a place to meet in your house if it's a tornado warning or something like that go down. You need a place to meet if it's a community issue, because after this, if the power go out, if your phone tower go down, then you can't call nobody. But if y'all all know where you supposed to go, then y'all could just meet there. If you got an elderly neighbor that you know ain't got no friends and you know ain't got no family, look out your house right now. If it look like they ain't ready, if it look like they have not done anything outside their house, they probably don't have no friends or family, and they might not know or might not be capable of helping themselves. At the very least, go over there and ask them if you could put their stuff away for them so that it don't become a flight hazard for you too. But then maybe talk to them and just tell them that you there. Maybe leave them your phone number and just say, if you need me. Because I'm telling you right now, if you notice anybody around your neighborhood don't have their stuff cleaned up and you realize they out of town and you choose to leave that stuff sitting out there and don't be a neighbor in this day, I know we scared of lawsuits nowadays. I know we don't want to bother nobody. I know we don't want to get shot. Help. They might not have assistance in no other way. You need to check on them. You don't need that in your life. You don't need that stress of what might happen to them. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, but for some of you, you'll need to go through and unplug any of the electronics you're not going to use during this storm. The power going to surge. The power going to go out. I know some of you might say, why would I unplug it? I want to keep it charged. That's why I say the things you're not using, unplug it. The things that you are using, make sure you're using a very, very good surge protector. Make sure you gas up that car. And if you got a generator or you know gas is hard to come by and you live in an area that might have some trouble with that, see if you can get you a gas container. Fill that up too. Remember to use them generators in a ventilated area. Please, for the love of all good things, if you are going to use a generator, look it up right now how to keep yourself safe. The number of generator deaths that come when that storm hit Texas, a lot of them people using them generators was transplants too now. People don't know what they don't know. Please protect yourself. Look up right now, how do I tap my water heater? It can have up to 30 gallons stored in there. Some people say put water in balloons and put that in the freezer. Personally, in my house, I put water in Ziploc bags and I put that in the freezer for all the crevices to keep it cold in case my power go out. Make sure you also go in, turn the temperature in your fridge and your freezer down. Knock it down as cold as it'll get. That way, if the power go out, everything will be safe a little bit longer. And the last thing this list say is if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. And truth is, you're gonna have to do that. If you can, take a video of everything in your house, walk room to room, open the cabinets, the drawers, the closets, because if you're gonna need help finding the claim, you don't want to be talking about, oh, I just remembered 2 years later this thing that I couldn't find. I forgot I lost it in the storm. That's not how that's gonna work. Help your memory, okay? You don't want to forget this. Another tip that we use around here is we put a cup of water in the freezer and we let it freeze. Then once it's frozen, we put a coin on top. So put a penny on the top of that and leave that in your freezer, especially if you're gonna evacuate and come back. If the coin is not on the top still, that means that everything in there melted. If that penny's on the bottom, you know you don't want to eat none of that. This is how you stay prepared for the storm. This is some of the things that we as Floridians do. Go get you your sandbags. Go do what you need to do anywhere you can. And I'm gonna be real with you. I know normally we have our hurricane parties and we drink, and most of us, we smart enough not to get too drunk because we want to be, you know what I'm saying? We want to be where we need to be. But I'm gonna tell you, this ain't the storm to go do that. This is a storm where you can have you a shot every so often, or have you some drinks or whatever, but you want to be alert for this. You need to stay sharp, okay? All right, baby. So all my Florida babies, all my Florida men and women, listen to my voice when I tell you don't play around, take it serious. This is a category 5. It's coming directly for us. It's gonna cover the whole state. Evacuate if you're gonna evacuate. If you're gonna stay in an evacuation zone, when we say you need to make yourself identifiable in case anything happens, that is serious. You saw what happened to them people with Helene, and Helene did not even hit directly where them people was. Don't compare us to North Carolina, because we know we don't have them same problems, but we also know what problems we do have. Don't be stupid. The next 3-4 days of our life, we gonna take care of each other like we have never taken care of each other before, because we have not seen this in our lifetime. Even if you've been through a hurricane somewhere else, you ain't been through a category 5 in Florida coming through the Gulf the way it has. I want you to treat this like an experience that it is. It's a new experience for all of us. Be safe, be smart, be loved, be kind, be Florida man, and be Florida women. We know how to do this. Ride the wave, baby. Okay, bye.